trying to eat a fish for dinner. Nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with me.
Wrong with you.
Would you shut up? There's nothing wrong with me. I'm just trying to... There's nothing wrong with me, kid. I'm trying to eat a fish.
Wrong with you.
Trying to eat a fish and it falls off the plate. Would you shut up? You're bothering me more than a fish is bothering me. Would you shut up and leave me alone?
What's your problem?
I'm just trying to eat a fish.
What is wrong with you?
I'm only trying to eat a fish. Would you shut up?
What's wrong with you?
There's nothing wrong with me.
What's your problem?
There's nothing wrong with me.
What is wrong with you?
There's nothing wrong with me.
What's wrong with you?
There's nothing wrong with me. Would you shut up and let me eat my fish?
What is wrong with you?
Would you shut up?
What is wrong with you?
Would you just shut up?
What's your problem?
Would you shut up?
What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
Nothing wrong with me. I'm just trying to eat my fish. Would you shut up? You're bothering me. You're beginning to... Would you shut up? You're beginning to bug me.
What's your problem?
I'm just trying to eat my fish.
What is
Stay on
wrong
the
with you?
plate. Would you shut
is
up?
wrong
I'm just
with
trying
you?
to eat my fish. I'm gonna hit you with my fish.
Problem.
Worse than this fish. You're worse than this fish. You're more of a problem than a fish.
What's your problem?
Would you shut up? Would you shut your mouth? I want to eat my fish. Shut up. I can't even think.
What's your problem?
Trying to eat my fish.
What is wrong with you?
I don't have a problem.
What is wrong
I
with
don't
you?
have a problem.
What's your problem?
I don't have a problem. Can't you hear me?
What's wrong with you?
Can't you hear me? I don't have a problem. I want to eat my
What's
fish.
your problem?
I just want to eat
What
my
is
fish.
wrong with you?
Shut up.
What is wrong with you?
Just shut up.
What's your
Bossa Nova is fresh as hell. I'm sorry.
What is wrong with
Like
you?
waiting for the stream to start, and I'm getting down. This song is good. I know how to pick them.
Let me eat my fish.
Slim pickings with public domain music, and which some of this even isn't. I need part of my stream gets muted every time because one of these fucking reading songs is not public domain. I don't know how. I don't know how that's possible. All this is like I'm sorry. Beethoven, Mozart, Chopin, you know, guys who died like well over 100 years ago. Like, how the fuck is this stuff fucking not available in the public domain? And I actually do know the answer to that. It doesn't really warrant discussing, but still, it's like this music is old as hell, man. It belongs to us all. It belongs to the world, okay? And you're trying to fucking bring my ass down when I'm already about as down as low as a motherfucker can get. And you're muting part of my damn stream. Possibly some of the funniest stuff I'm coming up with, and you're just like, no. Mr. Mozart won't be happy about that. Well, you know what? Mr. Mozart can go fucking suck a damn egg, all right? He can go fucking kiss a railroad spike for all I fucking care, all right? Dusty old bones. Who gives a shit how he feels about it? I think this song is okay. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Oh, I just go water myself. Shit. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that's how it starts. Hi there. Hi, I'm Uncle Game Boy. Why did the music stop? Okay. It stopped right when the loop stopped right when I fucking started. That's good timing. I know how to do it. Anyway, hi there. Hi, I'm Uncle Game Boy. I'm doing my thing that I do. What is that exactly? Well, it is a thing that I do where I read a choose your own adventure book. I will explain what it is in a moment if you aren't familiar. You know, I make a show out of it and I enjoy doing it. It's, you know, I haven't really been able to turn anyone else onto it yet, you know, but I'm pretty confident that if anybody were ever to watch this, they would really enjoy it and have a good time. And if you are, I'm sure you will too. And I will. And that's really all that fucking matters. That's all that matters. I'm having a great time. Can't you tell? I'm pleased as punch. Anyway, let's get to it. I don't like the rimble ramble in the beginning. You usually try to explain what the fuck this show is, and it usually doesn't go very well. So let's just get into it. And the book explains it well enough. The book explains it perfectly well. I gotta get to it. Okay. Reading Daredevil Park. Choose Your Own Adventures. Number 114. Holy hell. I'm not gonna run out of these anytime soon. By Sarah and Spencer Compton. Oh, is this written by a married couple or a brother and sister team? I don't know. So what is a choose your own adventure, you may be asking yourself? Well, like all books, it should come with a warning. Fuck, I fucked that up. Like all books should, it starts with a warning. Warning. Do not read this book straight through from the beginning to end. These pages contain many different adventures that you may have when you win a free trip to Daredevil Park. From time to time, as you read along, you will be asked to make a choice. A choice may lead to success or disaster. The adventures you have are the results of your choices. You are responsible because you choose. After you make a choice, follow the instructions to find out what happens next to you. I think you make this a little larger. My fucking old ass eyes. Think carefully before you make a decision. Maybe a little bit smaller. Think carefully before you make a decision. Amusement parks can be fun, but Daredevil Park can also be dangerous. If you do get to go, even if you do get to go on all the rides and as often as you like, you may not be glad you did. Good luck. All right. Sounds awesome. Sounds like let's get some reading music on. There we go. Now, one thing I did notice in this was not in the other books I've read so far. There's a map to this. Now, I'm not going to be consulting this like I'm reading fucking the histories or the Peloponnesian War or Game of Thrones or some fantasy series or something like that. Like, if that didn't... Basically, this is a book where you, like, make choices. It has, like, little things where you turn to whatever page or whatever, and based off of your choices, you either get a good ending or a bad ending or a bullshit ending. That's usually how it goes. I'm trying to get a good ending and a really good ending, like the best ending. Usually I've got about 2 hours of gas in me to do that. It could take fucking 15 minutes. You know, this thing can be over really quick. So far, it's been a pretty frustrating process, but I remember a couple of times when I was a kid, I got to the like conclusion of these very quickly. I said I wasn't going to do all this stupid preamble stuff and fuck it up, and I think I'm fucking it up more than I've ever fucked it up before, and I'm starting to sweat, I think. What else was there? If I fuck up, I have to go back to the beginning and read everything again. A lot of times when I was a kid or whatever, you could like keep your thumb on the page and say if like you turn to the like, oh, you make the decision, you decide to trust the genie, and then the genie turns out to be the devil actually, and he fucking kills you with his enormous pitchfork. I'd be like, actually my finger's still on the page, and if I turn back there, it's like this didn't even happen. It's like a save state. One of the things that's kind of incredible about Choose Your Own Adventures is they're kind of like, you know, you might be looking at this thinking like, a book on Twitch, literary material on Twitch? No, this is all wrong, and I hear where you're coming from. I know you hate reading, you abhor reading, you do whatever you can to never look at a book or know what a book contains, but this is kind of like a video game if you think about it. You make choices. It's like a very rudimentary video game. Back in the day when I was a kid, very, very long ago, we didn't have these incredible handheld devices like the Switch and the Switch 2. We had to get by with do with what we had. This was as close as video games we could get. They also had Tiger Electronic games, but if you know anything about those fucking things, you know that this shit is a lot fucking closer to a video game than a Tiger Electronics version of Sonic the Hedgehog or Mega Man might be, but I digress. Let's get to Daredevil Park, an incredible adventure brought to you by myself, Uncle Game Boy. Let's go. It's the third day. It's the third day you've been picked. Wait, oh, God damn it. Okay, come on. Get it together. Get all those marbles out of your fucking mouth. It's time to go on an adventure of your own choosing. It's the third day you've been picked. Why do I keep saying picked? I think I know because I read in the beginning you get picked to be in this thing, and I keep expecting that to come up for some. I don't know. My brain ain't good. It's the third day you've been in bed with flu. There we go. And you're getting pretty sick of just lying around watching television. You wish you could just turn off the endless series of commercials unreeling before your eyes, but the remote is buried somewhere in the blankets at the foot of your bed, and you're too weak to get up. You roll over and close your eyes, wishing you could also close your ears and block out the annoying sound. You're about to drift off to sleep when the pounding rhythms of music unlike any you've ever heard catch your attention. The music sounds sinister, exciting, and scary all at the same time. You look back at the television just in time to see a series of images flash across the screen. A roller coaster zooms out of nowhere. A kayak plunges over a waterfall. A lion charges. A ghoulish face stares out a window of a spooky house. Daredevil Park, the most exciting place on earth, the announcer says. You sit up straight. You can't believe it. Daredevil Park is finally going to open. It's supposed to be the greatest amusement park ever built. You and your friends have been hearing about it for years, but then rumors started to leak out that the rides were so dangerous and management couldn't risk letting anyone on them until they were made safer. The music ends and a red devil wearing a crash helmet appears on the screen. His voice is even more sinister than his music. Oh, what does his voice sound like? It's a sinister voice.
Sinister. I'm a sinister being. Oh, I'm so full of sinister daredevils.
It just seems odd to have this in a commercial, but they said sinister. I'm just following the text. I'm bringing the story to life, okay? And this is the story of what's happening right now.
Daredevils, the park is opening exactly 1 month from today, but we're going to give 4 lucky winners a sneak preview. Yes, 4 lucky kids will get a thrilling, packed, fun-filled weekend. They'll have the park all to themselves.
You sit up even straighter. Imagine never having to wait in line to get on a ride. The last time you were at an amusement park, you spent most of the day standing in line. You remember spending 2.5 hours waiting for 90 seconds of thrills on the roller coaster. Dude, I know what you're fucking talking about. It ain't any better fucking... in the far distant future of 2025, I'm sorry. The TV Daredevil picks up a phone.
By the time I see you again, you'll have chosen at random the first 4 Daredevils to experience the thrills and chills of Daredevil Park.
He holds the receiver towards you.
If you want to be one of them, listen for my call. Pick up the phone and say, "I want to be a Daredevil."
You scramble around under the covers looking for the remote. At last, you find it under a comic book. You flick off the TV. You'll just have to miss watching the rest of the talk show about parties for pets. What? You'll need all your brain cells to concentrate on making the phone ring. You know it's a false hope. Your chances of being selected are about 1 in a million. But false hope is all that you have. Fuck, do I know what you're fucking talking about, man? Dude, yeah. It's either false hope or a fucking shotgun in my mouth, right? Yeah, I know what you're talking about, kid, for sure. I know what you're talking about, man. Don't I know it? Oh, sorry. Oh, there we go. Now we're good. Daredevil Park is 1,000 miles away, and the chances of your talking your parents into taking you there are about 1 in 2 million. With these thoughts zinging around your brain, it's no wonder that when the phone rings, it feels like an electric charge going through your body. I'll get it. You scream, leaping out of bed. You feel dizzy and wobbly as you stagger down the hall toward the phone.
You stay in bed.
Your mother yells up at you in her most commanding voice. You stop and wait for a wave of nausea to pass. You're about 6 feet away from the phone when it rings for the 3rd time. You hear your mother's heels clicking across the kitchen. She's wearing heels? Or I guess heels of her shoes. Just it sounds like she's wearing high heels. What are y'all dressed up for, Mom? You hear your mother's heels clicking across. Maybe they're going to a gala ball. I don't know. I'm worried. As soon as I said that, I'm like, is someone going to be like, motherfucker, are you saying like women got to like fucking be barefoot in the kitchen? No, good God. You don't fucking paint me with that fucking brush, right? It just seems like something out of fucking Cow and Chicken or something where the mom's wearing high heels in the kitchen. It seems like something out of like a 50s pastiche, if you will. There's nothing at all problematic about what I said, in other words. All right. And she could be going to a gala ball. Yeah, sure. You make a desperate lunge for the phone. Your hands shake as you pick up the receiver and scream, "I want to be a daredevil." You recognize the voice of the TV Daredevil as he says,
"Save your screams for the park, pal. You've won."
Won? What? Wait, won? What? Won what? I can't. Why did I think this was a good time to read? My brain is just like a fucking pile of I don't even know what. I'm so. Oh my god. Okay, everything's fine. No one's watching this. Who gives a shit? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, calm down. Everything's fine. Everything's chill. Everything's good. We got this. Just choose your own adventure. It's my shit. All right. I'm fine. I'm totally fine. One, what? Your mother says from the other phone in the kitchen. Suddenly, the chills, aches, and dizziness are too much for you. I've got to get back in bed, you say. Mom, Mom, be sure to get all the details and write down everything he says. You grope your way down the hall back to your bed and climb in under the covers. You've won. As miserable as you are, there's a smile on your face as you drift off to sleep. I gotta say something. This is a lot of preamble. Usually by the time I've read this much crap, I'm making a decision. And it's kind of odd that I'm turning to page 67, even though, like, it's not of my own volition. I didn't decide to do that. Oh, I should make a, I guess it makes it kind of hard to read. That's why I'm having so much trouble reading it. It's because it's small. But I'm trying to get it all in frame. You understand my conundrum, but I mean, if it seems like I'm like a fucking dumbass who has no idea how to read, rest assured that is, you couldn't be further from the truth, buddy. Exactly 1 month late. 1 month has passed. What the fuck is this book? This is crazy. You just like you were dropped in media res, like fucking, you know, I don't think that's the right term, but it like shit's popping off right away. There's not a month of waiting and, you know, from page to page. That's just crazy. I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting to turn the page and said 1 month later. What? Exactly 1 month later, you catch your first glimpse of Daredevil. So that's so weird. For me, that's just kind of weird for how this works. Like, you know, because I'm gonna have to do this again, and I've already read all this stuff. Like up to this point, I have not been able to make a choice, so this is all gonna have to be read again, unless I do this in one shot, which I don't think is likely. And it's gonna be weird reading it again. Like, and then another month passed, and then I don't know why I'm bringing this up, and now my back is itching as well. Exactly 1 month later, you catch your first glimpse of Daredevil Park as the private jet you're on comes in for a landing. Wow, swanky. Swooping down through the clouds that have been obscuring your view, you register the sight of lots of water and twists and spirals of a huge roller coaster. That's our roller coaster, says the young man beside you unnecessarily. Who are you talking to, buddy? That's like me on the plane. Someone's trying to talk to me. You know how it is. His name's Walter. And he's from Daredevil Park's public relations department. Fuck, my damn back. Shit. Everything's going fucking fucked up. That's our roller coaster, says the young man beside you unnecessarily. That's our roller. Wait, no, okay, hold on. Young man. I'm sorry. I'm applying my like preconceived notions to this stuff. You know, I know from I read the back of the book. I'm full disclosure. I did read the back of the book before I looked at this, and there's a part where you meet like some punk kid who's gonna be with you on this journey. A lot of times these choose your own adventure books have a fun little friend for you to hang out with and like helps kind of guide the story, you know, like present decisions for you to mull over, if you will. Last time it was a racist Martian, for instance, and now I think it's some punk kid. I was trying to do his voice, but I think this guy's some fucking rep from the fucking amusement park, the eponymous Daredevil Park, and I gave him the wrong voice. And I'm sorry I've talked about it so much. That's our roller coaster, says the young man beside you unnecessarily. His name is Walter, and he's from Daredevil Park's public relations department, your official guide. You've kind of hoped to make the trip without any grown-ups along, but putting up with Walter is better than having your parents around. It's called Black Hole, and it's the largest roller coaster in the world, Walter says proudly. The poor guy is doing everything he can to make you like him. You just wish he didn't talk like a sales brochure all the time. You nod politely as the small aircraft skids to a stop. Well, here we are, Walter says, as if you couldn't tell that for yourself. I have no patience for this Walter guy. You unbuckle your seatbelt and climb out onto the tarmac. 50 feet away, you see a limousine waiting for you. It'll be your second limousine ride of the day. Man, I'm living large. A bunch of reporters are standing in a huddle nearby. As you near the limousine, several of them point their cameras at you and start flashing away. Do I get to make a choice at some point? Also, why did we flip to page 67 and now we're going back to 6? If there's no decisions or choices being made, there's no need to flip to different parts of the book. Like, we just keep this all in the fucking, it's almost like it's trying to fool you into thinking something's happening. Look, I might be dumb, but I'm not that dumb, all right? Here we go. Here we fucking go, finally. They'll want to get some shots of you, Walter says as the flash bulbs continue to pop. You pose with several men in suits, big shots from the Daredevil Park organization, you suppose. Then head off with Walter for the Daredevil Park Hotel. Do we ever get to the fucking park? Come on. the hotel is built to make you think, like, I'm just gonna say this real quick. Like, in the flying carpet, like when I read the flying carpet, I'm like, this fucking, like, okay, whatever. Now in retrospect, it's seeming like it might be the pinnacle of the genre, because fucking, like, in that one, it's like you get a fucking carpet, you're on the carpet, you're fucking having an adventure right away. This, we're him and Han, we're going to the fucking, you know, we're getting on a plane, we're going to two limousines, we're going to the fucking hotel. When do we get to the fucking titular Daredevil park, if you don't mind? All right, I need to experience some thrills. I'm fucking like, I'm like a fiend, man. I need it. I'm like that guy in Crank. If I fucking don't get my fucking heart rate up, I'm gonna fucking die. Get to Daredevil Park already. You're killing me. Anyway, the hotel is built to make you think that you're still outside even though you're indoors. There's a waterfall cascading down a stone wall, and right next to it, I see a see-through elevator. You can tell that the hotel was just built. It smells like the inside of a new car. That sounds like that'd be nauseating. Pretty neat. Pretty neat, huh? Says Walter as he picks up the key to your room. It is impressive, you say out loud, but I'm not here to hang around some hotel, you say to yourself. I'm here to ride the roller coaster. Fuck right. It's like this book is singing in my mind. Like, I mean, of all the protagonists in these books so far, I feel like I'm the most like the one that is being described here. Like, someone's talking about an airplane, I'm like, shut the fuck up, go away. I don't want to interact with you. I don't want to interact with anybody. And I'm like, get me to the rides. I don't want to fucking be wined and dined. I want to be thrilled and chilled, okay? Anyway, Walter shows you to your room. Dinner is at 6. We'll meet the other 3 winners then, he tells you. In the meantime, feel free to relax. It's not so easy to relax. Now that you're finally here, you're all wound up, anxious to get started. It's only an hour until dinner. In the meantime, you could play with the Daredevil Park video games that are hooked up to the TV set in your room. You've heard the effects are awesome. The effects? God, this is such an antiquated understanding of this. The effects. Are you winning, Danny? Are you winning? Yeah, Dad, I'm winning. I'm playing Final Fantasy. What are you fucking talking about? Anyway, let's see. Sorry. Video games, video hooked with the TV, and set in your room, right? You've heard the effects are awesome. The effects, yeah. Or you could explore the hotel. Maybe even get an advanced look at some of the rides. I think we're gonna look around the earth. I mean, okay. If I'm being real, like if like so far it seems like I am this guy. Like I am in the book. I am choosing my own adventure. I am being taken away on a journey. Like me. This is me. I feel like a real commonality with the way that these two authors, these brother and sister or husband and wife, I don't know, they have the same last name though, are capturing the thoughts of this young man. I feel like I have been this young man and I am this young man. So if I'm being real, I would be playing the video games. You know me. I'm going to be playing the video games. So I'm going to stay in the room until dinner. And Walter, and that's also being polite because Walter asked me to do that. And I don't want to make Walter upset, even though he is he's not exactly my type of guy. He hasn't done anything necessarily to make me treat him with ire. Yes. You decide to stay and play the video games, but first you check out your room. What a great sleepover party you could have with all your friends here. There's a huge bed, a sofa that converts into another bed, and a deluxe widescreen TV with all those new video games built right in. You flick the bathroom light on. It's about the size of your living room back home, with every surface covered in marble and mirrors. The bathtub is big enough to lie down in sideways and comes complete with a whirlpool. It'll feel good after a day of having your body flung around about on the Daredevil Park rides. You think to yourself, that was more about the bathroom than I expected to know. You bounce on the bed and play with the video games for a while. Then you think of an even better way to relax and watch TV. All right. You said the effects. That's what you refer to them as, the effects. You said the effects in these games are really cool, right? Now we're fucking like, whatever, Whatever, man. You run some water in the tub and turn on the whirlpool. Then you pour in the little complimentary bottle of shampoo. You watch with satisfaction as the churning action of the water makes the bubbles build up fast. You decide to move the television set into the bathroom. That way you can get the kind of close-up gameplay you like. This seems like a recipe for disaster. This little boy's going to have a tragic accident. But it'll take some doing. The TV is resting on a sturdy built-in table. It's about 4 feet from the bathroom door and is facing the wrong way. This is kind of... So he's staying in a hotel without his parents? That's weird. I just thought about that. I'm like, his parents aren't there? But like, he's staying in a hotel. If they just drove him to the park and like, here you are, and we're going to take you home. Even then, you don't see a lot of children unattended at a theme park. I don't know how old this guy is. He looks like he's like fucking like 10 or something. This is a fucking awful idea. Oh my God, dude. I am the danger. The fucking Daredevil park's not dangerous. I'll fucking do it myself. I'll fucking kill myself. Jesus Christ, this is terrifying. This image is terrifying. This looks like something that's in like a manual about how to like make sure your children don't fucking die or something. You remember seeing a room service trolley in the hall just outside the room. That ought to do for a TV cart. You open the door. Luck is with you. The trolley is still there. Quickly, you remove the remains of someone's lunch and wheel the trolley over to the television. The makeshift cart is a lot Oh no! The makeshift cart is a lot wobblier than you'd like, but gradually you're able to ease the heavy set into place. You check to make sure the wires are clear of the wheels. Then, holding the top heavy set in place with one hand, you slowly move the set around to where you can see it from the bathtub. Now for some fun. Yes, the fun of getting electrocuted to death. You get out of your clothes, dim the lights, and turn on the new game you've just discovered, 4th of July Frenzy. What? It looks like a fucking like Atari or something. Like back then, it's like they could just make a game out of any fucking concept, you know? I was about to say Hole Digger, but like I think they just came out with a game that's a dig a hole. So you know what? Games have been bullshit since time immemorial, it would seem. Now for some fun. You get out of your clothes, dim the lights, and turn on the great 4th of July Frenzy. Yes. When you step into the whirlpool, though, what has now become a mountain of bubbles. Then you step into the whirlpool through what has now become a mountain of bubbles and stretch out into the water. Perfect. You're so close to the television, it feels like you're right in the middle of the fireworks that are expanding from the screen. I thought it was like maybe like a Fantavision. It sounds like a Fantavision type game if you're familiar with that PlayStation 2 game. Except you can't quite reach the joystick that controls the video games, you realize. All you have to do now is move the television set about 9 inches closer. 9 inches for 69. It just feels... I'm sorry, this is a weird thing to say, but like it just feels... Something feels strange, but I'm turning to page 69 and I'm a little boy in a bathtub. And I'm about to kill myself through a negligent, foolish choice that I didn't even get to make. Because fucking when I said I want to play the video games, I didn't think it was like, okay, I'm gonna get in the bathtub and play the video game. I would have never done that. If they said on the fucking bottom of the page, play the video games in the bathtub, I would not have picked that. You get your feet God, there's so few choices in this so far. You get to your feet carefully. The bottom of the bathtub is very slippery from all the shampoo you poured into the water. They're just setting this up like it's just like, this is like fucking Final Destination. Like all the elements are coming into place. You just see that, but the character doesn't realize it. He's just like, it's like, dude, the water's creaking and the wires flapping around. Oh, you're gonna get zapped, dude. You're gonna get zapped. Death is coming for you. What are you doing? Wake up. You know better than to touch an electrical appliance when you're wet. So you reach for a towel from the rack just next to the television before you start to climb out of the tub. Like everything else in the Daredevil Park Hotel, the towel is extra big. You really have to yank at it to pull it off the track. Sorry. You really have to yank at it to pull it off the track. As you do, you feel your feet starting to slide out from under you. There's no way you're going to keep your balance. Splash. You fall back into the tub. You come up coughing, and instinctively you take the end of the towel and put it to your face in order to wipe away the bubbles. We are zip-zapping all over this fucking book without nary a choice in it. Are we sure this is a choose your own adventure? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Unfortunately, when you do this, you also drag the towel over the delicately balanced television set, tipping it off its makeshift cart and into the bathtub. Just before it hits the water, you watch the last exploding fireworks you'll ever see light up the television screen. A split second later, an electrical current surges through your body. So fast, you hardly have time to feel the pain. Damn, dude. Damn. That's fucking intense. Like, with all these books so far, it's like been like either like I think the darkest ending I got before was where a wizard in the flying carpet book put me in a bottle and left me to die in the desert. But he did leave me to die. It was implied, it was almost certain I would die, yes. But as Batman would be, would tell you, he didn't kill you. He didn't kill you. Your Honor, this isn't murder, all right? Certainly not murder in the first degree, at the very least. And this you just straight up die. You were electrocuted to death. And what's kind of shitty is it's like that was all predicated on the choice of wanting to play a video game. Like, I didn't do all that stuff about the bathroom and the fucking, like, all that cart shit. I didn't get to do any of that. It's like, I don't know. Very little choice in this choose your own adventure. I gotta do something real quick. I'll be right back. 1 second, please. Bear with me 1 second, please. Okay. Round two commence. Okay, so far we got to make one choice, and it just read incontrovertibly to my death. There was no other choices I could have made in the interim. It's just like, you make that choice, you die. So I guess gotta make the other one. Simple as that. It's the third day you've been in bed with the flu, and you're getting pretty sick of just lying around watching television. You wish you could turn off the endless series of commercials unreeling before your eyes, but the remote is buried somewhere in the blankets at the foot of your bed, and you're too weak to get up. You roll over and close your eyes, wishing you could also close your ears and block out the annoying sound. You're about to drift off to sleep when the pounding rhythms of music unlike any you've ever heard catch your attention. The music sounds sinister, exciting, and scary all at the same time. You look back at the television just in time. To see a series of images flash across the screen. A roller coaster zooms out of nowhere. A kayak plunges over a waterfall. A lion charges. A ghoulish face stares out a window of a spooky house. Daredevil Park, the most No. The announcer does not have a sinister voice. He has an announcer's voice. Daredevil Park, the most exciting place on earth. You sit up straight. You can't believe it. Daredevil Park is finally going to open. It's supposed to be the greatest amusement park ever built. You and your friends have been hearing about it for years, but then rumors started to leak out that the rides were so dangerous, the management couldn't risk letting anyone on them until they were made safer. Sorry. The music ends and a red devil wearing a crash helmet appears on the screen. His voice is even more sinister than the music. Oh, so sinister.
Daredevils, the park is opening exactly 1 month from today, but we're going to give 4 lucky winners a sneak preview. Yes, 4 lucky kids will get a thrill-packed, fun-filled weekend. They'll have the park all to themselves.
You sit up even straighter. Imagine never having to wait in line to get on a ride. The last time you were at an amusement park, you spent most of the day standing in line. You remember spending 2.5 hours waiting for 90 seconds of thrills on the roller coaster. The TV Daredevil picks up the phone.
By the time I see you again, I'll have chosen at random the first 4 Daredevils to experience the thrills and chills of Daredevil Park.
He holds the receiver towards you.
If you want to be one of them, listen for my call. Pick up the phone and say, I want to be a Daredevil.
You scramble around under the covers looking for the remote. At last, you find it under a comic book. You flick off the TV. You'll just have to miss watching the rest of the show about parties for pets. Oh, rats. I was so enthralled about the pet party show. You'll need all your brain cells to concentrate on making the phone ring. You know it's a false hope. Your chances of being selected are about 1 in a million, but false hope is all that you have. Daredevil Park is 1,000 miles away, and the chances of your talking your parents into taking you there, it's minor, but I would have changed it. Talking your parents into taking you there, there's got to be another way to phrase that. This is about 1 in 2 million. Even less likely, in other words. With these thoughts zinging around in your brain, it's no wonder that when the phone rings, it feels like an electric charge going through your body, not unlike the electric charge that would be going through your body in just a short month when your dumbass kills yourself before you even get to fucking step foot into the fucking park. I'll get it, you scream, leaping out of bed. You feel dizzy and wobbly as you stagger around the hall toward the phone. Stay in bed, your mother yells up at you in her most commanding voice. You stop and wait for a wave of nausea to pass. You're about 6 feet away from the phone when it rings for the 3rd time. You hear your mother's heels clicking across the kitchen. Click, click, click. And then you stop as she picks up the receiver. You make a desperate lunge for the phone. Your hands shake as you pick up the receiver and scream, I want to be a Daredevil. You recognize the voice of the TV Daredevil as he says, save your screams for the park, pal. You've won. What? Your mother says from the other phone in the kitchen. Suddenly the chills, aches, and dizziness are too much for you. Ooh, I gotta get back to bed, you say. Mom, be sure to get all the details and write down everything he says. You grope your way down the hall, back to your bed, and climb in under the covers. You've won. As miserable as you are, there's a smile on your face as you drift off to sleep. All right. Exactly 1 month later, you catch your first glimpse of Daredevil Park as the private jet you're on comes in for a landing. Swooping down through the clouds that have been obscuring your view, you register the sight of lots of water and twists and spirals of a huge roller coaster. That's our roller coaster, says the young man beside you unnecessarily. His name is Walter, and he's from Daredevil Park's Public Relations Department, your official guide. You'd kind of hope that to make the trip without any grown-ups along, but putting up with Walter is better than having your parents around. I'm surprised they were okay with this, especially considering the unfortunate tragedy that is at least possible to occur. Did it happen, or did we undo it? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sorry. Sometimes I start on something and I'm just like, what are you thinking, you fucking idiot? And this is one of those times, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything I've done. His name is Walter. He works for the grown-ups along, but putting up with Walter is better than having your parents around. It's called the Black Hole, and it's the largest roller coaster in the world, Walter says proudly. The poor guy is doing everything he can to make you like him. You just wish he didn't talk like a sales brochure all the time. You nod politely as the small aircraft skids to a stop. Well, here we are, Walter says, as if you couldn't tell that for yourself. You unbuckle your seatbelt and climb out into the tarmac. 50 feet away, you see a limousine waiting for you. It'll be your second limousine ride of the day. Oh, la-di-da, Mr. Two Limousines. A bunch of reporters are standing in a huddle nearby. As you near the limousine, several of them point their cameras at you and start flashing away. Turn back to page 6 for some reason. For some reason, we had to turn all the way to page 67 to do that. It just occurred to me, Do they do that to make it feel like a month passed? That's bizarre if that's the case. Like, oh, it feels like so much time is passing as I'm turning these pages. The one to get some shots of you, Walter says as the flashbulbs continue to pop. Sorry. You pose with several men in suits, big shots from the Daredevil organization, park organization rather, and you pose with several men in suits, big shots from the Daredevil Park organization. Oh, yeah, you suppose. Then head off with Walter for the Daredevil Park Hotel. I don't know what this was. Like, look, oh, yeah, I'm a big shot. Look at my tits. Yeah. Look at my big old tits. Yeah. The hotel is built to make you think you're still outside, even though you're indoors. There's a waterfall cascading down a stone wall, and right next to it, a see-through elevator. You can tell that the hotel was just built. It smells like the inside of a car. Gross. New car. I don't think that's a pleasant smell. Pretty neat, huh? Says Walter as he picks up the key to your room. It is impressive, you say out loud, but I'm not here to hang around some hotel. You say to yourself, I'm here to ride the roller coaster. I'm here to ride the roller coaster, Walter. Walter shows you to your room. Dinner is at 6. You'll meet the other 3 winners then, he tells you. In the meantime, feel free to relax. It's not so easy to relax. Now that you're finally here, you're all wound up, anxious to get started. It's only an hour until dinner. In the meantime, you could play with the Daredevil Park video games that are hooked up to the TV set in your room. Hooked up in your room for a reason. If it was safe to play in the bathroom, they'd be in the bathroom, but they're not in there, all right? And the fact that you had to go through so much rigmarole to get the fucking video game in there maybe should include you in at some point. Maybe what I'm doing is incredibly dangerous. But alas, you've heard the effects are awesome. You could explore the hotel, maybe even get an advanced look at some of the rides. Okay, well, we decided to explore the hotel because I'm not choosing death. Maybe this, you know what? Like, I don't know. I don't know why I'm turning back. Is this book trying to, like, what was I was watching the Cowboy Bebop movie recently, and there's like a very like negative depiction of a character who likes video games in it, and it's like implied that he's like dissociated from reality and like stymied in his ability to think and perceive things correctly because of video games and whatnot. And is this sort of a similar thing where, like, yeah, you choose to play the video game, huh? Well, guess what? You're when you're doing that, you're so fucking dumb that you actually fucking kill yourself. All right. That's what that fucking, that's what the fucking end of someone who would choose to play video games instead of go on this, go outside to the park and have fun with his friends, be sociable. Oh, you want to stay inside and play video games? Well, you get to die from electrocution then, bitch. That's the message. That's the fucking message of this book. I've discerned that, and I don't agree with it. At least I don't agree with that at all. Anyway, we decide to explore the hotel and go to page 14. You put your room key in your pocket and step out into the wide carpeted hallway, ready to explore the hotel. As you head toward the elevator, you see a kid about your age emerge from the room next to yours. Oh, rats! Wait, what was this? Yeah, there you go. I'm a punk kid. Dog do on a stick. I got dog do on a stick. I'm gonna do something fucked up with it. I got dog do on a stick. I don't know. I'm crazy. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I'm a little kid. I'm a crazy little kid with dog do on a stick. There we go. I had to get into the mind space. I'd like into the space of it. Oh, rats, I forgot my key, he says, just as the door clicks shut behind him. You can get another one at the desk, you say. Guess I got sloppy, the kid says, shaking his head. This is the first time since I left Dallas this morning that I've been without my guide. He's been taking care of everything. You laugh. I know what you mean. Mine is named Walter, but to tell you the truth, I'm glad to be without him for a while. I take it you're the other winning Daredevil, he says, sticking out his hand. My name's Tom Harbor. You introduce yourself as you shake your hand. I was just going to have a look around outside, you say. Tom's eyes flash. I had the same idea. I want to see some of the rides. The two of you take the glass elevator down to the lobby. Then you walk outside, cross a wide deck, and follow a winding path that leads to the entrance of the park. At long last, After how long have I been reading this? Almost an hour. Jesus. We are entering Daredevil Park. I feel the need to say in the flying carpet, flawed as that story was, we were fucking on the flying carpet by page 3 within minutes. The enormous entrance is locked up tight. A huge glittery sign across the top of the iron gate reads Grand Opening. A much smaller sign on the fence reads No Trespassing. Looks like we aren't going to get to see anything until tomorrow, you say. Let's check out the pool and go for a swim instead.
We shouldn't give up so fast, Tom says. I'll bet if we follow the fence, we'll find a way to get inside.
But the sign, you say, feeling uncomfortable, we'd be trespassing.
Nobody have to know, Tom says. Besides, think of the fun we'd have without our guides watching every move we make. We have plenty of time. We have plenty of time. We'll be back before dinner, and no one will even know that we've left the hotel.
It would be fun, you think, and Tom seems so sure of himself. But a swim would be nice too. Certainly less risky. Damn, man. I'm all fucked up. But anyway, okay. Well, I don't know if I really want to do what this little shitbag is saying. Like, I don't want to break in here. I'm a good egg. I'm a fucking good egg, all right? But here's the thing. I've recently sort of had some problems around water. You know, like, it seems like water is kind of dangerous to this, you know, young man who and I just realized I was saying, like, oh, I'm like this guy. And then right after that, he does like the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen, like, or read, I guess. I didn't see it. I saw it in my mind thanks to the, magic of literature, but I didn't actually see it. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just making me think, and it's making me, it's distracting me, and I'm sorry. I don't want to go for a swim. We'll do what Tommy says. We'll fucking go inside the park. I'm pretty anxious to get in the park already. Also, like, it's occurring to me this might be the only way to get in there. Is with a doubt. Without. I'm like, a doubt? That's one of the worst flubs I've ever done. Adult supervision. Without adult supervision. 1 second, please. But 1 second, if you don't. There we go. I almost didn't. Last time I forgot to do that. Okay, you say to Tom, now taking the lead. Tom's taking the lead, or you are? That's poorly written. Anyway, the two of you walk along the iron fence, looking for a way to get inside the park. It isn't long before you find what you're looking for. A delivery van is parked alongside the fence. You look around to make sure nobody's watching, then climb up onto the hood of the van, and from there onto the roof. Then it's just a jump and a thud, and you're inside the park. Tom lands beside you. You're a little shaken up, and Tom's rubbing his elbow, but he grins at you.
Hey, cool, we made it,
he says. The two of you look around, then take a path that seems to be headed toward the roller coaster. At first, you're both nervous about being spotted, but after a few minutes of scanning the scene warily, trying to make as little noise as possible, you decide it's okay to relax. The place seems to be completely deserted. There are no security guards around, no carpenters, no computer experts making last-minute adjustments. There's nobody there except for you and Tom. I was kind of wondering, like, how are we going to ride the rides if no one's operating them? But I'm sure they'll explain. The potential spam? No, thank you. I'm full. The path winds maddeningly past souvenir shops and fast food restaurants. You don't seem to be making any headway.
We're now closer to the roller coaster than when we started, Tom complains after 10 minutes of walking.
Turn to page 76. It's all over the damn. This book is all screwy Louie. 76, yes. You round a bend and come upon do I ever get to make a choice? Okay, cool. You round a bend and come upon a fork in the road where the path splits. There's a sign There's a sign that reads, see, Daredevil Park, yes, the Black Hole, or Transylvania Island. All right, I'm a classic horror fan. If I get a choice, you know where I'm going. Transylvania Island. Go chill with the Dracula. The black hole is to the left. Come on, says Tom. Maybe we should go right, you say. Transylvania Island is supposed to be really spooky, and since you walk since you walk through it, there's a better chance we'd actually get to see something. You don't think we're going to the roller coaster just to look at it, do you? Tom says. He points off into the distance where you can make out a string of roller coaster cars inching their way up to the highest point. It's rolling, and we could be the first kids in the whole world to ride it. But whoever's testing it right now will spot us, you say. We won't know that unless we try, says Tom. He gives you a nudge. Hey, we got this far, didn't we? Tom certainly is a daredevil. You would like to be the first, but it won't be as easy to sneak onto the roller coaster as it was to sneak into the park. Besides, you're very curious about Transylvania Island. I very much am. All right. Let's go have a Mai Tai with Dracula. That sounds awesome. Got Wolfman on the steel drum. Mummy's doing a hula dance. It's fucking that sounds fucking cool. I can't wait. I can't wait to go to Transylvania Island. Wait, he's leaving? he's not coming with me? He's like, all right, buddy, fuck off. I guess that's fair. We just met. See you later, you say to Tom. Oh, wait, no. I say that to Tom. I'm like, go kick rocks, Tom. I'm going to Transylvania Island to hang out with all my fucking monster friends. See you later, you say to Tom as you start down the path to Transylvania Island. You can't help but wonder if you'll ever get to see your reckless companion ever again. Reckless companion again. This hyphenated term here kind of fucked me up, and I thought it was going to say redneck companion. I was like, what? Soon you leave. Okay, here we go. 3, 2. Soon you leave the food stands and souvenir shops behind and enter a desolate area. As you move through dense woods, actually dead trees covered with dangling strands of moss, the path narrows. You walk along the winding path until you reach a wooden bridge that stretches over a stagnant green swamp. The bridge then disappears into a low, thick, greenish-gray fog. Nailed to a post is a large sign that reads, "Enter at your own risk." Excitement fills you as you realize that you've reached the entrance to Transylvania Island. You step onto the bridge and disappear into the greenish fog. You grope your way across the bridge, holding onto a rough wooden guardrail, only to jump back in horror as you find that you're touching a human skull. By the time you get to the other side of the bridge, the fog is thinned out just enough for you to make out the silhouette of a huge, dark mansion ahead of you. Dracula's famous mansion. The mansion appears to get bigger and bigger as you approach it. Standing in front of the gate, you can see that the building is run down and about 5 stories high. All of the windows on the first 3 stories have been boarded up, and only a few of the windows on the top floor are lit. Attached to each side of the building are 2 cylindrical towers that are even higher than the roof of the mansion. There's a lot of really exhaustive descriptions of the various items and objects and sort of scenery around you, and just seems a little exhausting. I get it, it's spooky town, all right? Extending from the gate is a cobblestone path that leads to the main entrance of the house. The path divides the front lawn, an unkept field of dirt with a few dead trees protruding from small patches of overgrown weeds. A feeling of death hangs in the misty air around this gloomy place. You wonder what awaits you inside. Cautiously, you step across a creaky wooden porch that leads to 2 black wooden doors. Mounted in the middle of each door is the brass head of a grinning gargoyle, a big ring held in its mouth. You decide to give one of them a try. Bang, bang, bang. The knocker echoes inside as it strikes the brass plate behind the heavy ring. You wait for a moment, hoping that someone will answer the door. But instead, a deep groaning voice says, "Go away if you value your life." Wait, what? Deep groaning. That was like a weak wheezing, not a deep groan. Groaning. Oh, my stomach. Oh. Oh, I don't feel good. Oh, yeah, it's like whoever's back there is like, you gotta go away. I don't feel good. I can't see you right now. Okay, I'm having very bad stomach problems. Go away if you value your life. Go away if you value your life. Oh, I don't feel good. Please leave. Dracula sucked someone who was very ill, and his sickness has been transferred to me. Oh, it's terrible. Yeah. The voice sends shivers down your spine, making the hair stand up on the back of your neck. You step back and remind yourself that this isn't real and that it's only an amusement park, but it doesn't seem to help. Added to your fears is the uneasy knowledge that you're not even supposed to be here in the first place. You almost hope the door will be locked up tight, but as you grasp one of the huge handles and pull, you can feel it start to open. Fiendish laughter comes from inside. Somehow it's even creepier than the moaning voice. You could turn back. No one would ever have to know you were too scared to go inside all by yourself. Still, you've come this far. It would be a shame not to go through with it. All right. Well, I know I said before, like, I feel simpatico with this fucking, protagonist. And I was trying to make decisions, like, in light of, like, what would I do? What would I actually do? What would I actually do? Would I, like... The reason I'm bringing this up is because I regret to say, but I'm not a brave man, but I'm an honest man. I'm an honest man who's willing to admit that he is not brave. All right. And in this instance, I'd probably turn tail and run with my fucking tail between my legs, my little tail between my legs. But I don't know. Last time I did that, I got electrocuted in a bathtub. So I'm gonna go inside. I'm not gonna listen to this moaning voice. I don't care if you have diarrhea, Dracula. I'm gonna see you and I'm gonna fucking hug you. I'm gonna tell you how much I like your movies. All right. So I'm gonna go inside. Turn to page 47. I'm dead, right? And I'm okay. Your heart races wildly as you step through the front door into the dark interior of the mansion. Once your eyes get accustomed to the gloom, you see that you're in a forbiddingly. I think that is okay. I think that is incorrect. I think it's forebodingly, like foreboding. Forbiddingly seems like it's like trying to like prevent you from entering or something. But it could be so dingy that it's like aggressively pushing you away as much as a space can, but I feel like forebodingly makes more sense here. Anyway, sorry for the derivation. Turns out I don't know what words are, so maybe I shouldn't fucking be, calling the book out. Anyway, a huge stone staircase is in front of you. A huge stone staircase is in front of you. Over your head is a massive chandelier. Gloomy faces, portraits, and crooked, ornate frames stare down at you from the walls. Hung over the portraits are enough old swords and shields to outfit at least 50 knights. A suit of armor stands in one corner. Everything is covered with thick dust and cobwebs. The only movement in the room is the pendulum of a large grandfather clock. The only sound is ponderous ticking. 1 second, please. Yeah, I remembered again. I'm getting pretty good at this whole streaming thing, I gotta say. What the hell? Where was I? Ponderous ticking. Cautiously, you entered the enormous room that lies beyond the entrance hall. It is as still and as quiet as a tomb. You try not to make any sounds and break the gloomy silence. Suddenly, you feel a heavy hand clamping down on your shoulder. You gasp and whirl around to find yourself looking into the face of a man with piercing black eyes and wiry gray hair. His scowling mouth is partly obscured by a thick mustache. Wait. Oh, God, what did I eat? I thought I told you to stay away, he says with frightening intent. I thought I told you to stay away. He says, I told you I don't feel good. Why would you come in after I told you how bad I feel? You're such a jerk. He scans your face. What he sees only seems to make him scowl harder.
A child, a very daring child, or perhaps a foolhardy one.
Turn to page 104. I was just curious to see your house, you say honestly, looking around, hoping to flatter the guy. It certainly is something. You hope that the smile you have forced onto your face is covering up the fear that's churning away inside you.
Well, since you're here, perhaps I'll allow you to look around.
He fixes you with a menacing look.
Perhaps I'll let you look around. But I must ask you a few questions. Are you alone?
Oh, yes, you say.
And you got in here by
Sneaking in, you confess.
and you are
One of the contest winners, you say, telling him your name.
I am Dr. Buck, Chief Engineer of Daredevil Park, he says. I'm fine-tuning the exhibit, and I must get back to work. I should call the security guards, but I don't have time for that. Any more interruptions? You can explore the house on your own, or you can come with me to the basement where I am working, whichever you like.
You'd like to finish exploring the mansion. However, it might be interesting to see what's going on behind the scenes too. Okay. Now I think there's two things I'm thinking are going to happen here. One, if I choose to explore the mansion, I'm just going to be like, okay, see you later, Dr. Buck. He's like, good luck out there. You're going to need it. And I'm like, huh? And then Dracula's like, blah, and then just bites my neck and kills me. Or I go with Dr. Buck and he's like, good. Get to this chamber. It's going to give you candy. And then it then I get electrocuted again. Great. I'm just left to right getting fucking electrocuted to death. I'm gonna go with Dr. Bach. I'm almost certain this is gonna end in my death, but I don't know. These both seem like shitty choices. I think I'm gonna go with Dr. Bach. He's called. Wait. Oh fuck! I wasn't paying attention. What was the page? Go with Dr. Bach. Where is it? Oh God, where am I now? Okay, here we go. 70. Go with Dr. Bach to page 79. He looks. That's Dr. Bach. He looks nicer than I'm depicting him as. 79. Okay, good. I'll come with you, you say to Dr. Bach. I'd rather see how all these audio animatronics work. Dr. Bach's left eyebrow twitches. No, I can't do that.
So you're able to throw around big words like audio animatronics. Most kids your age don't know what to call objects that are animated electronically. Perhaps you will understand what I'm talking about.
The doctor opens a rusty iron door. Beyond it, you can see a staircase leading down.
This way,
He says, and you follow him down the stairs to page 49. I don't like that look on his face. He looks like he's up to some mess. The haunted mansion is so realistic, you'd half expected to be led down into a danky and dreary dungeon, but instead you find yourself in a squeaky clean, brightly lit room filled with electronic equipment and television monitors. They're all hooked into a central computer, you notice, which in turn is hooked into several satellite computers. Dr. Bach points to a chair near the central computer. Sit, he says. Then he goes to a closet and starts rummaging around for something.
I am glad to have a visitor. It's always fun to show someone intelligent the way things work.
He rummages around some more.
Found it,
he says. As he walks back to where you're sitting, the doctor holds something behind his back. He forces what looks like the first smile he's ever smiled into his sickly yellow face. Something about this guy gives you the creeps. Maybe you should get out of here. It should be fairly easy to beat it back up the stairs. On the other hand, he's probably just a harmless eccentric. You'd rather not give up your behind-the-scenes look at Daredevil Park if you don't have to. Now, I'm using a little bit of, like I was just looking around, like I was flipping pages and I was like, well, here Dr. Bach seems to be nice and hanging out with me and someone who appears probably my mom or something. So he might actually not be as evil and horrible as he very apparently seems to be. So I'm gonna go to 98. I'm gonna trust the damn Dr. Bach. Okay, looks like that might have been a mistake. Maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe this guy is just as fucking evil as he seems. Okay. Telling yourself there's really nothing to worry about. But suddenly, okay, here we go. Telling yourself there's really nothing to worry about, you return Dr. Bach's smile. He may look sickly, but suddenly Dr. Bach moves surprisingly fast as he whips out a rope from behind his back and trusses you to the chair you're seated in. Hey, you yell sharply, kicking your arms and laying an effort to free yourself. A handkerchief is pressed around your mouth. You shake your head violently from side to side, but Dr. Bach manages to tie it securely. In seconds, you're helpless, bound and gagged. Okay, this is getting a little weird. This old man gagging and tying up, like doing some fucking Mr. Gray shit to this guy. You have no idea what's going to happen to you. Is that his name, Mr. Gray? I don't know. I know Gray. I know Gray. 50 Shades of Gray. It's the book that got America reading again. You know, as much as it's not for me, it's not my sort of cup of tea, if you will. It got people reading again, and that's great. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because I hope that what I'm doing here also brings literature into people's lives, shows them the magic of literature, how enriching and fulfilling it can be, and proliferate reading as a more significant hobby in our culture. I don't have to tell you that people don't read as much as they used to. But I'm pretty confident that this is going to make reading big again. It'll help, at least. You have no idea what's going to happen to you next, but for some reason, you're more angry than scared. First, you let yourself be led into a trap, and then you just sat there. Well, I feel like this book's kind of criticizing me a little bit for my choices here. First, you let yourself be led into a trap. Then you just sat there while this puny madman fumbled around in a closet for a rope to tie you up. It's basically the book's like, you know, you're just mad at whatever forces caused you to make these obviously terrible decisions, you know? Like, it's almost like you're being controlled by someone else who's a fucking dumbass. All right, I see you, book, all right? Thrashing around and trying to scream isn't going to do you any good, you decide. Discouraged, you slump back in your chair and sit silently. You watch as Dr. Bach pushes a button on the master computer and one of the television monitors flashes on. You recognize the gloomy entrance hall to the mansion. Surprisingly, the suit of armor suddenly begins walking toward the camera. Turn to page 29. Sorry, I'm gonna get some water real quick. 1 second, please. Okay, back to the adventure. Shit. Where was I? Okay, it was 29, yeah. It's 29. Dr. Bach pushes another button and a second television. I'm on, right? Right? Yeah, okay, good. Yeah. Sorry. Dr. Bach pushes another button and a second television monitor comes to life. This one shows a skeleton running through another room in the mansion.
Look at the way that skeleton moves.
Sorry. Dr. Bach says,
I worked 22 years perfecting the animatronics that bring life to all these ghastly, wonderful creatures.
you're alarmed to see that this mad scientist is working himself up, getting more and more agitated. Is he on something? Crazily, he skitters. He's like a spider. He's like a fucking methed out spider. It's like scuttling. And your dumbass thought you could trust this guy. Well, look what's happening to you now. Crazily, he skitters around the room from computer to computer, flicking buttons, turning on several more television monitors which show other rooms in the mansion.
Oh, this for what? He says, so I can be fired from my job just 6 days before Daredevil Park is scheduled to open.
Dr. Bach puts his face next to yours. His left eyebrow twitches wildly, and a vein stands out on his forehead, and he stinks. He fucking stinks. You rock your chair in an effort to put some distance between you and the doctor.
Why, he says, then pauses, trembling with rage. Because they say my beautiful effects, my brilliant animatronics, my fabulous rides are too dangerous.
Absolutely. Oh, sorry. I have to fucking have a stroke. Sorry. Abruptly, he turns around and slumps in a chair behind the desk next to you.
What can I do? He says in a what can I do?
He says in a small, defeated voice. Dr. Bach makes me feel crazy. Doing him, he's a fucking maniac. 92, page 92, page 92. There we go. In spite of your fear, you're spellbound by this madman's performance. This guy is obviously a show-off in search of an audience, and you're his captive audience of one. If you can just let him know that you're interested in what he has to say, maybe somehow you can save yourself from a desperate situation. Suddenly, the doctor's mood swings again. Sorry, 1 second. I'm a little verklempt, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Some spellbound by this freakish old man. Suddenly the doctor's mood swings again. Now he's defiant as he rises from his chair and strides over the wall of television monitors.
But tonight I'm back at command, he says. I've chosen Transylvania Island, my greatest creation, as the chief instrument of my revenge.
To your horror, he reaches into a drawer and pulls out enough sticks of dynamite to blow up all of Transylvania Island to smithereens.
I'm wiring this into the central computer. It's set to go off tomorrow afternoon.
You nod and say, in as respectful tone as you can, yeah. Dr. Buck looks at you curiously. He obviously doesn't want to miss a compliment. He unties the gag. Oh, right. I'm like, what's happening? Like, right. I'm gagged.
What did you say?
He asked. Best haunted house I ever saw, you answer. It would be a tragedy if I were the only kid in the world who ever got to see it. Page 50. Turn to page 50. Dr. Bach examines the dynamite in his hand. You feel a tiny surge of hope. Maybe you can talk him out of his idea, you think. With all due respect, sir, it's wrong to deprive kids of the Transylvania Island experience. And even though they changed your ideas a little bit, you're still the genius behind the whole thing. Dr. Bach fingers the dynamite thoughtfully.
When people find out who the real... Oh, wait.
I'm saying this. Me. When people find out who the real inventor of Daredevil Park is, I'll bet the press will be all over you for interviews. You continue. You'll probably even be asked to be in big talk shows, like that one about the fucking pet parties. You'll bet even someone will even want to sign... Okay. I'll bet even... Okay. I bet someone will even want to sign you to a book contract. There we go. You're really rolling now. You say to yourself, you might even make a movie. They might even make a movie about you. Dr. Buck puts the dynamite down on his desk and looks at you earnestly. Do you really think so? He says. You give him your friendliest smile. Hey, I just had a great idea. Neat idea, you say. Why don't we call a press conference? Then the newspapers and television reporters will have the real story about who's responsible for this fabulous place. I'll help you set it up. Dr. Buck runs his hands through his wiry gray hair. I thought of going to the press, he begins, but lets his sentences trail off. If you'll be just kind enough to undo some of these knots, you say, I could get the use of my hands back and start phoning around for you. When the press hears you have something to say to them, I'll bet they'll come right over. Turn to page 96, and we turn to page 96. Dr. Buck stands on one foot, then the other, trying to make up his mind. Otherwise, you'll have no choice but to destroy your life's work beyond recognition. And what would that prove, you say? Sorry. As Dr. Buck starts untying the ropes that bind you, you try to keep your hands from trembling. You've succeeded in flattering Dr. Buck into freeing you from your chair, but one false move would get you right back to where it could get you right back where you started. I think it's this, of all the Choose Your Own Adventure books I've read so far, this is the third one, so it's not that many. I've read a ton when I was a kid, but I have no memory of them other than that I read them. I don't remember any of the stories at all. But, like, I remember making more choices. Like, I feel like you should have had to make some choices that determine whether or not you can convince Dr. Bach. You know, the fact that just all happened automatically is just, you know, I expect better. I expect better from the name Choose Your Own Adventure. All right. 1 second, please. All right. Once your hands are free, you rub your arms to get the circulation going. Then you reach for the phone. Dr. Bach's hands come down on yours. What you say makes sense, but I'll do the phoning, he says. In a few minutes, he's persuaded several people from the local newspapers and television station to come to his laboratory. Okay, I thought this was just a ruse to fucking bonk him on the head with a fucking, I was supposed to say fire extinguisher. Just tear a fire hydrant out of the ground and bash his brains in with it. No, a fire extinguisher. But I guess they're really doing it. Like, yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna fucking schedule a press conference. All right. If you think that's okay the best way to deal with this gibbering madman, then I guess go. I don't have any say in the matter. I don't get to make a choice. See, they're dying for your story, you say once he's finished. I don't know what his story is exactly. Now, why don't we tidy up a little while we're waiting for them to get here? You continue. I'll put the rope back in the closet and you can put away the dynamite. Dr. Buck seems almost jolly as the two of you clean up. You manage to keep him talking about himself until you hear several vehicles pull up outside. They're here, you say. I'll go upstairs and get them. That won't be necessary, says Dr. Buck. Watch this. What's he gonna do? Is he gonna put are like a bunch of people about to die? Is it fucking like 9/11 at Six Flags gonna happen? What's going on? This is Dr. Buck, he says into a hand mic attached to the computer. I was like grabbing, like I'm gonna hold a microphone. Like there's a microphone in front of my face. And I'm like miming holding a microphone. I'm a dumbass, unless you can't tell. I'm a dumbass. Anyway, this is Dr. Bach, he says into a hand mic attached to the computer. I'm glad you are here. If you will go through the door to your left, he pushes a lever on the computer, which is now open, and you will find a staircase leading down to the control room. There we will conduct the interview. Dr. Bach looks toward you for approval. I feel like he's leading them into a disintegration chamber. Something awful is going to happen. Very clever, Doctor, you say. You hear footsteps on the staircase, and soon a young woman appears, followed by a man carrying a video cam, and another man with some lightning equipment. It's like Zeus. Lighting equipment. I'm Jeanette Wallace from Channel 5 News at 6, the young woman says. She looks around the large room. Let's get you set up over here in front of the television monitor, she says briskly, leading Dr. Bach across the room. You try to think of a way to signal one of them to call the police, but everything's happening too fast. The camera crew is busy with their equipment. Come on. There's a whole crew of people. He's being talked to by the fucking news reporter, and you can't find anybody to tug on their fucking sleeve. Come on, kid. You are a dumbass. This book is right. You're fucking dumb as hell, man. You can't do anything right. And I feel like, normally I'd be like, well, like, yeah, that's you, hotshot. That's you, if you're saying that. I'm like, well, you know what? Actually, fuck yourself, because I barely got to make any decisions in this at all, okay? If I got to fucking make a choice here, and it's like, just continue fucking, like, just feeling sorry for yourself that you don't know what to do, or fucking just grab somebody and say something. What's Dr. Bach gonna do? He's fucking busy talking to Jeanette Wallace, He's probably thinking like, hey, I could probably turn this into something pretty good for myself. That Jeanette Wallace looks like she's down to clown, if you know what I mean. I'm just saying he's distracted. He's thoroughly distracted. He's thinking of like fucking having a movie made about him. He's in outer space. You could fucking get someone's attention, kid. Anyway, the camera crew is busy with their equipment, and Miss Wallace is doing her professional best to get Dr. Bach relaxed before the camera. You decide it would be better to just let them go ahead with the interview while you try to think of what to do. Unreal. Your choice is to do nothing. Miss Wallace picks up the hand mic. This is Jeanette Wallace reporting to you from Daredevil Park, where we're about to apprehend the notorious Dr. Irving Bach, she says. Dr. Bach looks stunned. As the two cameramen grab him, he's helpless to do much of anything. Miss Wallace flips out a badge. We're undercover police officers. The press notified us immediately after they received your call. They knew you would be dangerous. Dr. Bach glares at you. You lied to me, he says. No, you say. I really do think this is the best haunted house I've ever seen. Little shit. You little shit. I'll kill you. I'll kill you. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. 1 second. Okay. Oh, I really tickled myself there. See, it doesn't matter that nobody watches the Uncle Game Boy show, because I'm having a blast. I'm having a really good time. An hour. Okay. All right. An hour later, the president of Daredevil Park is listening to your account. An hour later, the president of Daredevil Park is listening to your account of what happened on Transylvania Island. He really planned to dynamite the mansion, he says, shaking his head in disbelief. The president. He really planned to dynamite the mansion, he says, shaking his head in disbelief. He picks up the phone. I want every ride, every fast food outlet, and every corner of this place checked by my security. Daredevil Park is closed until further notice. I'm realizing his voice is pretty similar to Dr. Bach's, but I don't think we're going to be seeing much of the president of Daredevil Park, so just... You can only do so many... There's only so many voices that exist in the world. You're bound to hear the same voice every now and then if you just talk to enough people, all right? That's just fucking... That's just math. As you return home, you wonder if you will be invited back because of your heroic work As you return home, you wonder if you will be invited back because of your heroic work uncovering the evil Dr. Bach's scheme, or if you will be banned from Daredevil Park because of all the rules you had to break in order to do it. Only time will tell. Okay. I think that qualifies. I think we beat the shit out of this book. This is like, as unfortunate as it is that I did not have a whole lot to do with it, this is like undeniably a satisfying ending. Like, I beat the bad guy. I fucking got on the news and shit. I fucking talked to the president. I saved the fucking day. That guy was ready to kill untold amount of people with that cartoonish Looney Tunes wad of dynamite that he was going to blow up the fucking park with. And I stopped him. And I stopped him in his insane tracks and put him in jail where he belongs for the rest of his fucking long days. Or he's pretty old, actually. He probably won't live that much longer. At this point, he's pretty much done all he's going to do. So, but that means that I get to do this. Play the ending music, because that's the end. That's the end. I'm good. I'm done. I had a great time. This was very fun and funny. I was thinking maybe I was going to go back and do the part where like the roller coaster, because it seemed like you could go on a roller coaster, but I'm pretty sure it's just like you know, you're testing the roller coaster because kept crashing and eviscerating the dummies we put in it, and you jump in it and you die. And I was like, I don't really feel like reading the whole beginning again. I did a really good job. This was fun. This was a lot of fun. We beat the shit out of Daredevil Park. This was cool. This was fun. I had a good time. I don't know what else to say. It's, you know, what is there to say? You know, what else is there to say after you make the perfect stream? I guess just see you next time, or ever at some point. If anyone wants, I'll see you. Don't rest assured, I'll see you. One way or another, I'll see you. But hopefully, I see you on this stream. That'd be pretty cool. But I'll be seeing you wherever you are. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I think I should just end it. Bye.